Here's an example of what our lab report can look like. We have our title, short and sweet, tells us exactly what we're going to be doing in the lab, followed by the purpose. Now, one thing that you guys didn't see on your lab report template were the pre-lab questions. Sometimes we will find it important to have these questions up here so that way you have an idea of what we're going to be doing throughout the lab, and it's just kind of like a spot check. Up next, our hypothesis, which we have written as an if-then statement that we're going to be testing with our experiment. Materials are going to be listed and they're going to be at the top so we know exactly what we need to pull out for you to do the experiment. With our procedures, you will notice that they are going to be written in past tense because this is after we have done the lab. We have our lab report. And they're going to be numbered and easy to follow, and we're going to just have you do one step at a time. Here in our next section, you will find the data and results, and you will notice that we have labels in units for everything that we're going to be recording. This next section, we have our graph, and again, we have all elements of a good graph. There's going to be a title, labels and units on our X and Y axis, and we have a key when we have more than one thing plotted. The following section is analysis questions that we use to help you analyze your data and think about what this is going to mean for your experiment. And this is going to help you get started writing your conclusion. With the conclusion, we're going to be looking for 5 different things. Accept or reject your hypothesis. Here's the data that's going to help me do that. We're going to discuss 2 errors, and then we're going to find a way to improve or expand on this experiment. So for this lab, we are going to reject the hypothesis. When the target was close, Mr. Mulholland was less accurate. Our data shows that at 1 meter away from the target, Mr. Mulholland's throws were an average of 6.27 centimeters away from bullseye. When we moved the target to 2 meters away, his throws were an average of 4.44 centimeters away from the bullseye. 2 errors that could have impacted our results were Mrs. Fishbach had 2 throws that did not land on the paper target, and she chose to rethrow these to get closer to the target. Additionally, mistakes could have been made eyeballing the center of the target when measuring. To improve this experiment, we would perform more trials and have more test subjects completing the experiment.